These are my Oreos TYVM. My husband's employer has a customer waiting room with a coffee maker and some pre-packaged snacks. All employees are aware that they face termination if they are caught taking anything, as these are for customers only. I made hubby a lunch this morning, and while he was snacking on Oreo cookies I packed, one of the middle managers saw him and demanded to know if he took them from the waiting area. My husband held up his Ziploc bag of cookies from his lunchbox and huffed and moved on with a big sour look on his face, because apparently Oreos are so rare that they can't be obtained elsewhere, and clearly my husband stole them. What in the actual is up with these people? Please share your similar, the nerve of these jackwagons, stories here. Tell me you work at an auto dealer without telling me you work at an auto dealer. I've never understood treating employees worse than you treat customers. Do you want employees to resent your customers? When I worked physical therapy in a hospital, I showed up early, and the coffee line was long. Barista and I silently communicated that I would be back for my usual coffee plus French toast sausage tornado. Total trash food. I read some charts, got some equipment, and left the office a bit early. As I am grabbing the goods, the boss lady walks in and gives me the stink eye. I wave happily. I'm caught, but have done nothing wrong. I eat my food on the elevator and start at my usual time. At the end of the day, I'm called into the office to discuss what happened. I told them I arrived early as I always did, saw the long line, and adjusted my morning routine, that they did not lose a single minute of my work due to that. I got accused of stopping in the break room to eat, making the whole PT department look bad by being at the coffee counter at 8:15. All kinds of BS. I was pissed. Things really went downhill when I asked why the boss lady was arriving 15 minutes late. Explained that I could travel and eat, not losing a minute of patient care time, to start my day within the same window I did most days. I had to pull up my charts and charges to prove it. Boss said she was going to check with security cameras to confirm. Never heard about it again. Apparently I have the time management skills of a toddler and must be micromanaged. I would make it a point to pack your hubby's lunch with every snack that is available in the customer's waiting area. Maybe the will have such a fit that he'll have to be hospitalized for it. While is in the hospital, send him a gift basket with snacks and a note that says, "These are from the customer's area." My old employer switched all the Keurig machines to gas station style because they thought people were stealing pods and taking them home. People were simply taking pods from one coffee station to the more central one because it was never stocked properly. We called it Coffeegate. I work at a place that gives out free Starburst, and they don't want us workers eating those. It's always been a game to see if it gets mentioned in our reviews. Tears of joy. There was a nice lady at my work that just retired the past month. A new employee whom likes to stick his foot in his mouth complained at the snack-size candy bars the company is handing out because we should be able to get full-size bars. He was humbled once we told him she does this for the 30-plus employees out of her own pocket because she loves to converse with all of us. She stopped shortly after this except for a select few. A friend of mine and I would have a holiday display near our workstations that we took turns changing for each holiday. We also kept a candy bowl that we funded out of our pockets for it. People would come up and grab gobs of this candy and walk off. We had different varieties of Hershey's and such, so it wasn't cheap. The worst ones would come up and ask for specific brands of expensive candy like Godiva. We just assumed they didn't realize that we funded the candy and thought maybe the department paid for it. Even after we explained, they would still say we should get the expensive candy because they don't like what we have. I always told them they were welcome to pay for and stock the bowl with their candy. In the age of CCTV everywhere, why would he need to ask this question and embarrass his employee? Why not check the CCTV and only confront if there has been any violation? Seems like a bully guy who has nothing else to do at work. A manager tried to fire me for having a mostly drunk soda with no receipt. I had literally just walked in the door. She saw me walk in with it. She wasn't successful in firing me, but goddamn did she try to make my time there miserable. I worked at this place as a temp for over a year. Wonderful place. Had a self-serve coffee bar with machines that brewed your coffee fresh, 1 cup at a time. You could even select the coffee type: Colombian, Kona, Sumatra, etc. They also had several types of hot chocolate and lots of different teas. Every morning, there were fresh bagels, pastries, and meal bars. If we had to work through lunch or stay late, catered meals. Yeah, no pizza but really good sandwiches or sandwich buffets for lunch. And a real dinner. We had all the latest electronic, toys, and software to make our work easier. We were expected to work hard and we did, but were well compensated. And my coworkers were great too. Plus, they had training you could take to upgrade your skills. And they even had WFH options, which was very unusual back then. Sadly, this company was a casualty of the Enron scandal. And it didn't deserve it either. By the time the feds finally got around to clearing their name, the damage was done. It was a shame. This company worked for Enron and was just one more victim of their nefarious double-dealing practices. This company had really tight controls and processes in place, but when provided bad information because Enron kept 2 sets of books, they couldn't provide accurate assessments. A tragic case of GIGO. It was probably the best place I ever worked. Sigh. Man, what the hell. Where I work there's coffee, cookies and candy out most of the time for customers, and us employees are welcome to grab some whenever we want on or off work. Poor husband can't even eat a cookie in peace. Obligatory highlight of Oreo ubiquity. Oreo CEO. I once worked at a place with petty cash that was used for client lunches. Over $4 of it was missing, and the mother of one of the bosses kept saying I must have taken it. I was in high school living on my own, so maybe she thought I was desperate? Anyway, after being so scared, one of the guys walks out of his office with a receipt and says, "Oh, that was me. No one apologized to me. Oh, and there was free snacks we could have, but if you ate anyway of it, it was commented on that. Someone must be really hungry lately." LOL. Dealership I worked for encouraged grabbing sodas and snacks from the waiting room. They also catered lunch Fridays and Saturdays and any holiday. Middle managers are very often the types of people who enjoy to power trip. Then when they get in trouble for it, they resort to, "I was just doing my job." Why are people so weird about food? Over in the nanny sub it is a constant topic, with some bosses getting super inflamed if we eat their food. And I don't mean pigging out. My experience is that it's normally senior management that scoff things they aren't supposed to, rather than the rank and file. We were car shopping. Me, my husband, and our 2 teenage daughters. We got to the dealership early hoping that we would be in and out, as we had found the car we wanted on their website. We were seated at a table in the center of the dealership, then forgotten about for hours. One employee, every time she walked past us, glared. Another employee, every single time he entered the room, would clap once, really loud. At about noon, a delivery of Chinese food was brought in and put on a table. but it was for employees only. By this time we were all really hungry. I looked around for a snack machine or something, but there was none. I asked a secretary if there were any snacks. She handed me a single-serve cup of Cheerios. Incidentally, several times we would ask someone when we would be seen and were told soon. Finally, a salesman came for us, brought us into his office, then promptly went out to get his plate of Chinese food. To end this already pathetic story, we were informed that we didn't qualify for the car we wanted. We did eventually get a car from them, but didn't qualify for their famous never pay more than a dime down payment offer. We were happy with the car, which lasted us about 6 years, but we will never go back to that dealership again.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.